Hi everyone, Dave here, and welcome back to the complete guide to every F1 game on PlayStation ever. And today I present to you Monaco Grand Prix Racing Simulation 2. After the enormous disappointment of Formula 1 98, everyone was asking that simple question: "Here mate, have we got to wait another year before we get another F1 game?" Well, the answer at that time seemed to be yes, but then in stepped Ubisoft with their blue cape and their underpants that are far too tight. And as they were already releasing this game on the PC, they decided to port it over to the PlayStation, and so was born Monaco Grand Prix Racing Simulation 2. Now, of course, this is not an officially licensed game, so all the names of the teams and the drivers is not correct, but very, very cleverly Ubisoft have added an edit team and driver option where you can actually put all the drivers' names for the 98 season in, and you can also change some of the liveries. They're not all exactly the same, but as you can see there, that one is clearly based on the 1998 Williams with the red and white livery. And once you save them to your memory card slot, they are there forever, so every time you start a new championship, those actual names will always be included. Okay, on to multiplayer now. At the moment you can do a 2-player split, which of course is the split screen. You can do a 2-player link, which of course was only if you had 2 original PlayStations that you could link together, and 3 or 4 player. Okay, on to of course the most important thing, which is now, has it got a Mario Kart mode? Yes, it has. We go into the arcade mode now. We're going to pick our team, which of course is going to be Heinz Harold Frentzen, because we already changed his name earlier. So we're in the Williams, of course, for 1998. Looks like we've only got 3 tracks that we can pick. So we're going to go for Italy. And away we go. And let's have a look at the options though. We've got some car options as well. I don't know exactly what. Oh, we can have the speed in miles per hour or kilometers an hour. And you can change quite a few of the control options as well. And of course this supports the full analog steering and acceleration, and it's got the rumble feature. Okay then, so here we go. This is the arcade mode in Monaco Grand Prix Racing Simulation 2, and it's all very, very colourful as you would expect. You've got checkpoints that you have to get through within a certain amount of time or it's game over. Now the graphics in this game are very, very good, it has to be said. Don't forget, of course, this was released on the PlayStation 1 in 1999, but you get lots of different sort of particle effects. You get bits of grass that chuck up when you go off the circuit, and I have to say it's all pretty impressive. And after the enormous disappointment of Formula 1 98, this was the game that got me through those 6 months of drought, it has to be said, before Formula 1 99 was actually released, which was in late, I think, October, September time. So as you can see, yes, just going around now. We've got no commentator voice though, no ridiculous American commentator going, push it now, push it now. It's just you against the clock, but it's all fairly predictable stuff. And this of course is the arcade mode on Monaco Grand Prix Racing Simulation 2. You've even got a track map as well, so you can see your position relative to the other cars. So anyway, back to the main menu now, and we're going to look now at the meat and potatoes. That of course is the time attack, which is pretty self-explanatory. The meat and the potatoes is the championship mode, and as you can see, we're now going to pick, I think it's Darren Mill, which of course is Damon Hill. They've just been very clever with the use of the name, so we're going to change it back to Damon Hill. Of course, in 1998 he was driving for Jordan and his teammate was Ralph Schumacher. So let's have a look at some of the car options you can have. You can have your speed in mile per hour or kph, as I said earlier. Gearbox is auto or manual. Brake assistance, no or yes. And the damage you can have on realistic or medium. And then the difficulty levels, you can have it on amateur, pro or expert. You can have the weather on random. You can also have it on rainy or sunny. Now on to the race distance, and I can confirm on a 50% race you do have to come in once for a pit stop, and on a 100% race all the other AI cars pit twice. So there you go, you can have it on 10%, 20%, 50% or realistic. to have the penalties on or off. So here we go. We're going to start in Australia, of course, which will be the first round of the season. And as you can also see, there's a tiny little bit of information about the Australian circuit. Not as comprehensive as some of the earlier Formula 1 games, but nevertheless quite welcome to have in the game. Okay then, so let's go into the race. We're going to skip the practice and the qualifier. We're going to go straight in now, and now we're in the car edit setup. And so you can have your fuel at 120 litres all the way down to 5 litres, I think it is. We're going to keep it at 50 litres for the moment. We're going to go on to the next one. You can have your steering lock at 16, which is the default. I think it goes up to 25 degrees of steering angle, right the way down to 0, of course. Yes, there it is. So we're going to leave it at the default. Go on to the next one. You can have your tyres. They're either soft tyres, hard tyres, or wet tyres, depending on the conditions. Your rear and front wings, you can adjust from their default of 14% all the way up to 25% or down to 0, depending, of course, on the downforce levels required for each circuit. Okay, we move on next to the brake balance. Of course, you can have that more to the front or more to the rear. Onto the gearbox, you can even change the gearbox ratios for each gear, and the body height you can have at high, medium or low. And also with the springs, you can have hard or soft, hard or hard, or soft and soft. Okay then, so here we are. This is the championship mode at Australia. Heinz-Harald Frentzen is currently in pole position. As you can see, all the other names I haven't actually changed. They are the defaults. We will only have, I think, Heinz-Harald Frentzen, which is the other name I changed at the beginning of the video. You can see they're pretty close to some of the names from 1998. Anyway, so the 5 lights go out, and it's away we go at Australia in 22nd position, of course, because I didn't practice or qualify, and off we go. So yes, as you can see, the graphics in this game are pretty impressive, it has to be said. The frame rate moves very, very fast, and the one thing I have to say that's very impressive in this game is the AI. Now, as I said, if you do a 100% race, the AI will pit twice, and I remember one memorable race that I did where I actually got a puncher. Yes, you can get punchers in this game, and I was 22 seconds, oh my god, and I've just turned the car around because I'm a complete noob, and now I can't find reverse gear. No, it's not that one, Dave. It's not that one. Anyway, so as I said, I was 22 seconds ahead of the leader. I managed to get a puncher. I had to crawl around the circuit to get into the pits. We were only, I think, 3 or 4 laps from the end of the race. Anyway, they managed to change my tyres, and I ended up about 2 or 3 seconds behind the leader, and I did manage to catch him and pass him right on the very, very last lap to win the race. And on the screen now you can see some of the tracks you can race in Monaco Grand Prix Racing Simulation 2. Okay then, it's time for the Monaco test. Of course, the test of any Formula 1 game is how it performs at Monaco. We're just going through the teams now, the drivers and teams, and of course I haven't bothered to change any of their names apart from, of course, the 2 that I started with, which was Heinz-Harald Frentzen, and I've changed to Damon Hill. I think I'm now going to drive as Frentzen. Yes, I am, as the 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights go out, and it's away we go at Monaco. And as you can see, it's all rather impressive stuff. There's very little pop-up in the background. As you can see, coming to the first corner now, I get past a few cars. The AI are very, very fair but aggressive in this game. And off to the right-hand side, you can see the car damage indicator. The bottom little graph shows you the fuel level that's currently in the car. And the great thing about this game is the damage model itself, because it's a tiny little bit of contact and you get a little bit of damage to the suspension, which shows up on that graphic. And the same with the wings. You get a yellow for the wing when you got a tiny bit of damage, and then it goes red, of course, when you got a lot of damage. And then, of course, when you get there goes my front wing. I've now got yellow damage to the wing. That'll then go red if I do another hit on it, and then it will fall off if I do a third hit. So we go through the Monaco tunnel. As you can also see, it's all rather impressive stuff. As we come out of the tunnel, it was very, very brightly lit, and you could see exactly where you were going. So we got a little bit of damage to the wing now. I passed another car, as I've said. Yes, oh god, straight into the wall. Well done, Dave, well done. But don't let that be off-putting to you, because the handling is very, very good in this game, as I've just crashed into, I think it was a Jordan. But you can also see there, I just got a tiny bit of damage to the right front of the suspension. Yes, that's how good the damage model is in this game. As we now accelerate forward, I think it's to lap 2, yes, lap 2, and I'm going to come in for a pit stop now, yes. So we're going to get to see the wonderful pit stops. You get a graphic of what you want to do, put more fuel in the car or repair the wing. For this option I need the wing repaired, which is exactly what happens. And as you can see, as we come out of the pit lane, as a sneak preview of the cockpit mode for this game, which yet again is rather impressive. Yes, indeed. As cockpit views go, it's not so bad. So we come out of the pit now, rejoin the field. Of course, we're going to be in last place. I think we're now on the 3rd lap. We're going to have a look now, I think, through the different views that the car has on offer. This is, of course, the classic chase view, and now we go into a little bit closer on a chase view, as you can see there. Now we're going to go, I think, into the classic cockpit view as we go into the casino hairpin there. There it is, the cockpit view, which is it's actually very, very easy to drive in this view as well. A lot of cockpit views make it even harder to drive, but no, it's very, very easy indeed. So quite well, if you don't hit the wall, that is. So there you go, it's quite impressive, as you can see. And there's one more view, I think, which is a nose cam view, which a lot of people seem to enjoy. Of course, it's now more like the T-cam view that we use in the more modern Formula 1 games. Now, of course, yes, this game is 100% compatible with the PlayStation 3. And is it worth buying? Well, you can probably pick it up for about £1, so I would say yes. And it did fill the drought before Formula 1 99 came along. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. There will, of course, be more later.